Hello and welcome to my studio. So we're at the end of 2025, a period of reflection, and I have been thinking about my growth as an artist, how my mindset has changed, how my skill set has changed, and on reflecting on this has not come down to a bright new shiny product as much as I love them, but it has come down to a lot of the inspiration that I have had right here on YouTube. So genuinely, to all of you creators who share your process, who share your love of art, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you have had such an impact on my creative journey. So thank you so much. My YouTube wrap up review thing shows that I watched over 600 of you. So I've watched a lot of you, but what I wanted to do today was just take 10 creators that have had a huge impact on me this year, whether that be through learning new techniques, whether that be through developing my style, or whether that might be through changing my mindset towards my art. I really feel I've been on quite the creative journey in 2025. We will get into that more as the video goes along, but these people have genuinely had such a huge impact on me and my art, and I wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out today. So the first person on my list to share with you today is Emma Rule Art. Now, I discovered Emma this year. She is so talented. She is, yes, beautiful, beautiful artwork. She works a lot with pencils and also pastels, oils, lots of different things. She's really fun to watch. I just love watching her. She really makes me smile. So the first video of hers that I watched was this one here. Trying to get this right with the reverse camera. So this one here. And the reason that this one had such an impact on me was because of her technique. So she started off by basting her artwork with alcohol markers, and then she built it up using pastels and pencils. Now, I have had pastels in my collection for forever and have never really used them. But watching this, I was like, oh, maybe I could give that a try. To be honest, pastels kind of scared me a little bit, but I'm really confident with alcohol markers. Love my alcohol markers. So having something that I was really confident with something that scared me, just made it a little bit less scary, and I gave it a try. So I tried them, and oh my goodness, pastels made it to my top 5 products this year because of Emma, because I enjoyed watching her. I loved watching her techniques and how she created with them, and I have truly fallen in love with pastels. More recently, in her 100 Heads video and her latest video, which I watched this morning actually, where she was trying out new artits pens, I love the way she works with alcohol markers and pencils. Now, I have done that before. I've put alcohol markers down and then used my pencils to make it pop. But then she went back over with alcohol markers, because you can blend your pencils with your alcohol markers. That I've not tried before, so that is on the wish list. So please do go and check Emma out if you've not already, because she's incredibly talented and incredibly inspiring. So the next talented artist that I want to share with you is Kira from Prickly Alpaca. Put her up there. And oh my goodness, she is so much fun to watch. I love her editing style. I love the way she shares her process. It's really real. And I love the fact that she genuinely makes stuff out of rubbish sometimes, but it always looks amazing. The first one that I watched was this mushroom lamp video, and oh my goodness, I was so inspired and learned how to make glowing mushrooms. Love that. So after watching Kira, she inspired me to make this here. So this clock here, so it's in my style, not in her style, but we do have glowing mushrooms. And I wouldn't have learned how to do that if it hadn't been for Kira. That's just, oh, so much, honestly, so much fun. And again, she just really makes me laugh, really makes me smile, incredibly talented. She looks at all sorts of stuff. She's an amazing artist, but she also does cosplay. She does these sort of trash to treasure makeovers. She's recently started crochet, which is not my thing, but my daughter loves crochet, so I'm still watching it because she's just really fun to watch. So highly recommend Kira's channel. So the third person that has really inspired me this year has been Caris Cuttlefish. I love her channel. I actually discovered this channel through my daughter Kezia. She loves to watch her make all these little worry warts. I have not yet tried anything with clay or Fimo. I think I have a video that I've planned for next year. So I do fancy making some little mushrooms, and I have bought a pasta machine ready. But what I really love about Caris is, again, it's the way she shares her process. So she celebrates her messy middle. So quite often when we create, and I think this is true of all artists, I don't really care who you are, but all of our art goes through an ugly stage, and Caris just really embraces that, and she kind of really laughs at when things go wrong. And the other thing is, sometimes I've seen her have this idea in her head, and then trying to make it a reality proves to be not such a simple process, that she finds that she has to try and try again and try again. But I love that. I love the fact that she doesn't give up. She just keeps going until she gets what she had in her head. And I just love that tenacity. And it's really interesting. And this is what I love about creativity, is I am not into Fimo or clay making, or that is not my genre. My genre is art journaling, sketching, painting. But you can still gain inspiration from a creative person, even if it's not the genre that you are used to. And that's one of the things that I love about creativity. We'll delve into that a bit more, but honestly, if you want to smile and you want to feel inspired, please do go and check out Caris's channel. She is just a hoot, and I absolutely love watching her. So the fourth on my list is the wonderful Jess Karp. Now, she's an incredible artist, an amazing fine artist. And what I love about watching Jess, and she really has helped me so much this year with mindset issues. I was on a very rat racy kind of in a situation last year where I just lost it creatively. I lost everything. Some of you may know, but I with my artwork, I make products for the craft industry, and I sold my product through Create and Craft, which went under last year, last October. And with that and other family things going on, I just lost momentum. But also what I had realized about that is I had very quickly gone from sketching to producing product, and my art became very much about producing product. So I would produce a product, I would take it to TV, I would sell it, but then they were wanting me back next month with a brand new product. So my creation very much became on what will sell, what do Create and Craft want from me next. And I find myself on a bit of a rat race, and the whole purpose of creating is about what's in here. It's about you. And one of the things I love about Jess is when she goes to create, she sets intentions for herself. She very often uses the expression, I had a yearning to make this. So she very much connects into how she's feeling and the feeling that the art process gives her. And I had lost that completely. I had gone very much to a commercial side of creating, and I hadn't been creating for that long. I sort of fell into the role that I was in and very quickly found myself on this rat race. And that's why I've not produced much product this year, but as an artist, I have grown hugely, and it has been down to people like Jess. So Jess, fine art again. I do not have that skill set. I have a very whimsical, imaginative style, and I would love to be able to paint like Jess, but I don't think that's in the realms for me. However, I have still learnt huge amounts by her mindset and how she views and approaches creativity. And it is definitely, I am just so happy right now. I'm so happy with where I am. I'm so happy with my art and the progress that I've made, and it has been down to people like Jess. So please do and go and check her out. She is an amazing, incredibly talented artist and just a beautiful person inside and out. So the next artist that I want to mention is Di from Aussie Crafter. Oh my goodness, she is just such a lovely, lovely person and has such a sense of community and gives so much to the creative community. She's the queen of collab ideas. She has come up with some amazing collab ideas. I'm loving watching the 50 artists take on the Create This book, and I have discovered so many of you guys through Di's collab, and different types of artists. And that is one of the things that I really love. I think, as I was saying earlier, that we can love and learn from creative people, even if it's not quite our genre. One of my favourite collabs that Di did last year was the emoji collab, and she had 4 different artists. We had a digital artist, she did sculpting, we had a traditional artist, and we had someone that did like cosplay clothing. Very, very different. They all took on this like emoji challenge, and the results were incredible. And it was so nice seeing the same inspiration being translated into different genres. And oh my goodness, I loved that collab. That was amazing. And again, seeing with it, going back to the 50 prompts one, the 50 people where they create this book, seeing fine artists and all sorts of different types of artists approach a prompt book is just been really, really fun. It also shows how valuable things like prompt books are. But what Di has done for the creative community in bringing lots of creative people together and working together as a team and as a collective is just so precious. So thank you, Di. That has been amazing. And I have learned so much from these wonderful people that you have put in front of us. Okay, so I'm going to mention 2 creators together now. So Scrimping Mummy and Willa Wanders. So I watched a video from Scrimping Mummy where she talked about starting a Sidekcick journal. I was intrigued by this concept and wanted to learn more. So went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and then she had tagged Willa Wanders in her video as well. So I went and watched her videos on a Sidekcick journal, and then went on to make my own. And you guys loved this video. You absolutely loved it. And I love this concept of Sidekcick journaling. Again, as I said, I've grown so much this year, and one of the things that this did was really take the pressure off art journaling. So the concept of Sidekcick journaling is you don't actually start to journal to finish a page. So quite often, especially when we have all social media and everyone's doing their little flip throughs and everything looks perfect, and there's maybe this feeling that you have to create a beautiful page from beginning to end. So the whole point of a Sidekcick journal is it just sits on your desk, and as you feel it, you do something in it. And it's been great because sometimes I've had 10 minutes and I want to be creative, but I don't have time to do a page from start to finish, but instead I can sort of stamp on multiple pages. So this is my book as it's going. I've got some pages that are near completion. Well, not near, but that we've done a bit more in. So, but the idea is that you don't ever try and finish a page, but naturally through just playing, the pages sort of complete themselves. And it's amazing. So I tend to have this, it's by my desk quite often. If I have extra product, I'll just shove it in here instead of wasting it. Sometimes I use this as a bit of a warm up when I don't know what to do. If I'm getting a new stamp or a stencil, I want to see what it's like, just do a couple of pages in here. And there's not this idea of like, I have to create something beautiful. I'm just creating, and it's really good for getting into a state of flow before going and doing my other creating. So highly recommend a Sidekcick journal. Do check it. I will link my video, but I will also link Scrimping Mummies. Sorry, tongue twister there, sorry. So I will recommend hers and Willa Wanders, honestly, but a Sidekcick journal, highly recommend you get yourselves one. They are so much fun, and I am all for no pressure art because it should be fun, shouldn't it? So number 8 on my list is the wonderful Mariah Elizabeth. I think if you've not heard of her, that you have been living under a rock. But I have quite an emotional connection to Mariah. So it was my daughter Kezia that first enjoyed watching her videos, and she has enjoyed watching them since she was tiny. And it's just become a lovely tradition with me and her that every Friday at 9 p.m, because I'm in the UK, so that's the time it's uploaded in the UK. And 9 p.m, we would sit together and we watched the latest video. Now, when she was really little, it was like Friday night was a special treat because she got to stay up late and watch Mariah. Now it's, a bit earlier on in the evening, but still, she absolutely loves it. And if we ever go away, for the weekend, her highlight of the weekend is like, say we're sat in a Premier Inn and the two of us watch Mariah in bed at the Premier Inn, and she loves that. So it's just part of my creative routine, and it's a lovely connection time with my daughter. And so there's a big emotional pull to watching Mariah Elizabeth, but also watching her create has had an impact. Mariah is just so much fun. I don't think she takes herself too seriously. I don't think she takes her art too seriously. And I think that is really well needed. Sometimes there's just this need to, as I said, we feel like unless we're fine artists, then we can't, that we're not artists. And that's just so not true. It's like if we are able to have fun and translate that in whatever way, whether it be through ceramic blobs or the blob universe or squishy makeovers, having fun with digital art, doesn't matter. If we're being creative and having fun with it, then that is the whole point. And yeah, absolutely love watching Mariah. And if you're just wanting some light-hearted fun, then go watch her. She's so creative and she's so much fun, and genuinely the highlight of my week is a Friday when I get to sit with my daughter and watch her latest video. So number 9 on my list has been somebody that's had an impact on my art style, and that is the lovely creative Paula. So I have a very definite style when it comes to art journaling. I kind of create a very layered background. I quite like turning it into a scene or having a focal element and then having text. And that has been my go-to. And I have stayed within that box for a long, long time. But watching Paula's sketchbook ideas has been brilliant, and it's really helped me appreciate the beauty in the background. And actually a lot of my recent art journals have been much more simple pages. I've kind of built a pretty background, put a sentiment on and left as is, and they are some of my favourite pages. So it's just, Paula has really helped me to approach art a little bit differently. And one of my favourite series on Paula's channel is when she looks at masters. So she's done Van Gogh, she's done Picasso, and she's looked at their journey and their style, and then she has learnt from them and kind of borrowed some of their style but in her style, if that makes sense. So it shows we can be inspired by each other here on YouTube. We can be inspired by the masters. We can take little elements that we love and put them in our own art and own style. And there's this expression is that creativity is contagious, pass it on. And I do think that is where we develop our style, by looking at lots of different areas, lots of different genres, cherry picking little bits that we love, and those little bits that we love sort of become our own unique style and own unique voice. So Paula has really helped me just appreciate the beauty in the background, is what I'll call it. And yeah, I've really grown as a result of watching her videos, so highly recommend them to you. So the last person on my list has probably had the biggest impact on my creativity this year. So that is Chantel from Chantel Arts. And Chantel, honestly, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. She has changed everything. So watching her series, The Doodle Diary, she creates every single day. But with that has the expectation that not every single day is a masterpiece. Some days it's a doodle, some days, you know, she's sticking things in, other days she has a bit more time and she creates more of a painting. But it's about a daily practice. I am in my late 40s. I have been trying for a long, long time to have a daily sketchbook practice, and I fail every single time. For the first time ever, I have now gone more than 3 months with a daily sketchbook practice, and that is purely down to Chantel, watching her videos on the Daily Doodle Diary, changing my mindset, changing my approach to it, having realistic expectations, and genuinely, if it wasn't for Chantel, I wouldn't have that daily practice. I actually completed Peachtober this year, which I have never done before. I've always started it, never finished it, but I completed it this year. Also, because I am drawing every single day, I am finding that I'm definitely improving. I can see improvements from some of my earlier sketches to some of my recent sketches. Also, for those of you that do follow me and like the craft goodies that I make, that like the stamps and the papers, and there hasn't been many this last year. As I said, this year has been a reset year for me, a year of growth and finding who I am creatively, and I've had to take a pause from all the stuff. But I now have I've filled 3 sketchbooks since September, because of this drawing every single day, and because of Chantel. Because of that, I'm going to have some stuff going next year, but genuinely, go and check this out. I think Chantel has such a realistic approach to art and art process. And I think I said it earlier, but with social media, there's almost this, and there's this kind of thing that every single sketchbook page is beautiful. It's all just marvelous and wonderful. And if we don't have perfection in each page, then we're no good. And I love how Chantel just keeps it really real. But by keeping it real, she's very inspiring, and yeah, she has genuinely changed my art practice for good. So thank you. And genuinely, if any of the artists that I have mentioned today happen to see this video, thank you so much. You have had more of an impact than you will ever know. I've tried to put it into words in this video, but honestly, you will not know the difference that you have made to me and my creative life as a result. So thank you. To everybody else, thank you so much. If you do share on YouTube, thank you for keep sharing. If you think that there's somebody that I really need to check out that I have missed, then let me know in the comments below, because I'm always on the lookout for more people that inspire creativity. So thanks again, and I will see you guys next week.